You've just logged in, excited to start your adventure in RuneScape, and what's this? A dragon. Not just any dragon, mind you, but one that's looking at you like it's about to ruin your entire week. Welcome to Dragonwilds, the place where your high hopes of slaying dragons and becoming a legendary hero are quickly dashed against the jagged rocks of reality. You spawn in a world that looks like it was designed by someone who's never seen the sun, a place so dark and dreary, it makes the Jagex sewers look like a tropical vacation. The Dragonwilds are massive, filled with towering trees, treacherous cliffs, and an army of dragons that will happily end your day. And trust me, they will end your day. Fast. It's not even the dragons themselves that are the worst part. Oh no, it's the grind. The endless hours of collecting rare resources, constantly upgrading your gear, and trying to stay alive long enough to fight a boss that's so overpowered, you'd swear the developers wanted to see just how much frustration a single player can handle. At first, you're stoked. You've got your shiny sword and a mildly functional shield. You're ready to face whatever Dragonwilds throws at you. The first few fights go smoothly, and you start thinking, hey, maybe this won't be so bad. Maybe I'll be the hero of Dragonwilds. Maybe I'll be the one to slay the infamous Inferno Drake and get that sweet loot. Then you see it, a dragon, a big one, with glowing eyes. And as you approach, you remember you're wearing gear that was probably made out of cardboard and a couple of twigs. Your health bar drops faster than you can say help. And before you even realize what's happening, you're lying face down in a heap of pixels, wondering how exactly a dragon learned to punch so hard. But hey, it's no big deal, right? Respawn, get back up, try again. That's the RuneScape way. So you trudge back to the spot, hoping that somehow, this time, things will be different. Spoiler alert, it isn't. You find yourself stuck in a cycle of dying, respawning, and dying again. It's like being trapped in a never-ending episode of a reality TV show where the only prize is more death. But don't worry, you've got a couple of minutes before that dragon picks you apart again. So what do? You read the in-game tips that make it sound like you can handle this. If only you had a magic sword, a dragon taming mount, and 72 hours of your life to waste. You start to question your life choices. Was this really worth it? Was the promise of epic loot and dragon slaying worth the hours of grinding just to fight an enemy that feels like it has the power of 1,000 suns? And just when you think you've had enough, the game does something truly unique. It tempts you. It gives you a glimmer of hope. There's an item drop. It's not much, just a couple of low-level potions and a bit of gold. But hey, it's something. You grab the loot, take a victory lap, and for about 3 seconds you actually think, maybe, just maybe, this dragon-slaying thing might be within reach. And then, the game throws another dragon at you. This time it's not even a regular dragon. No. This one is fire-breathing and with enough health to make a grown man cry. You blink once, and it's already charging at you like it has a personal vendetta against your existence. Once again, your hero's journey is cut short. And let's not forget about Dragonwild's infamous mechanics. Who thought it was a good idea to give you a sprint button, but make it so your stamina drains faster than your social battery at a family reunion? You're always running out of stamina at the most inconvenient times. Like say, when you're on the edge of a cliff surrounded by dragons that want to roast you like a marshmallow. But hey, let's be real. You didn't come here for a smooth ride. This is RuneScape, and in RuneScape, everything is designed to suck the fun out of your soul, one death at a time. But there's always that little hope, that one final hope, that maybe, just maybe, the next battle will go differently. And so, you keep fighting, you keep dying, and you keep coming back. Because even when it sucks, there's something strangely addictive about the chaos, the frustration, the inevitable defeat. It's like you're a moth, and the Dragonwilds are that flickering light. So now you've set foot into the Dragonwilds, fully aware that it's going to be a long, grueling journey. But at least there's loot, right? All right, now you're knee-deep in Dragonwilds. You've had a taste of the grind and the never-ending cycle of death, and you're still here. Why? Because there's loot. There's always that nagging hope that this time, the dragon will drop something worthwhile. But let's be honest, you're just as likely to find a broken pickaxe and a rusted sword as you are a shiny, game-changing item. So you decide to take it up a notch. You're going to level up, get better gear, and fight stronger enemies. Maybe, just maybe, you can beat the Inferno Drake you saw earlier. But first, you need to start grinding those resources. You head off into the wilds to mine some ores and gather herbs. But what happens? More dragons. And not just any dragons. These are the ones that don't even care if you're in the middle of a critical mining session. They swoop in, breathing fire like they just inhaled a tank of gasoline, and suddenly you're running for your life, leaving behind your ores and dreams of a peaceful day. The game doesn't even give you a break. Just when you think you're safe, a random event happens. Maybe a band of NPCs approaches, claiming they've seen you around and demanding a toll for you to continue your journey. Fine, whatever. You pay the toll and continue. But no, they ambush you. Turns out these NPCs aren't your friendly neighborhood merchants. They're bandits. And now you're fighting once again for your life. Only this time it's not a dragon, but a bunch of thugs with daggers and a penchant for stealing everything you own. After dealing with these bandits, finally, you realize you've barely made any progress. You're still stuck in that awful loop of grinding and losing items to these overpowered enemies. And let's talk about the death penalty in this game. When you die, you don't just lose your health. No, you lose all the stuff you've worked so hard for, unless you can somehow manage to get back to your corpse in time, which, spoiler alert, never happens. You finally get the gear you need for that damn Inferno Drake. You feel a flicker of hope. This time, you tell yourself, this time I'm ready. You've equipped yourself with the best armor you could find, grinded for hours for those high-level potions. And you've even gone to the trouble of gathering a team of fellow players, thinking, there's no way we can fail with this many people, right? Right? You head into the Dragonwilds, your team in tow, prepared to take on the beast. The first few minutes go smoothly. You're dodging fireballs, keeping your distance, and feeling like a badass. You're even cracking jokes with your team, joking about how easy it is. You're ready to claim that victory and flex on your friends. And then it happens. The Inferno Drake does a surprise area of effect attack. It hits the entire group, and suddenly you're all knocked back, taking massive damage. You try to heal, but it's too late. Your teammates start dropping like flies. One by one, your team members perish. And no, the game doesn't give you a chance to call for reinforcements. Your team is dead, and so are your hopes of ever seeing that sweet loot. You're left standing there alone, watching the Inferno Drake taunt you as it prepares for its final, fatal blow. But hey, you're still alive, and that's saying something, right? You respawn again, and this time you've learned your lesson. No more team raids. It's all about solo grinding now. You're going to do this alone. It's safer that way, right? Wrong! The next few hours are spent fighting smaller dragons, getting lost in the swamp, and dying to random events. Your inventory is a mess, full of herbs and ores, but none of them are worth anything. And don't even get me started on boss fights. Remember that sense of accomplishment you felt when you were about to face that boss? Well, now it's a mix of resentment and exhaustion. Every time you die, you go back to square one. You level up, get better gear, and die. The cycle is unrelenting. And here's the thing, it's not just the dragons that are annoying. Oh no, it's the wilds themselves. You can't swing a sword or cast a spell without tripping over trees, getting stuck on invisible walls, or accidentally walking into a pit of quicksand. It's like the game actively hates you for trying to enjoy yourself. At one point, you even think, maybe it's time to take a break, get a snack, maybe a coffee, and come back fresh. You log out, ready to escape the madness for a bit. You take a breather, only to realize that you've just wasted another 3 hours of your life. You've gotten no closer to your goal. All you have to show for it is a bunch of inventory clutter and a bruised ego. All right, you're back in Dragonwilds. You've suffered through the grind, the terrible loot drops, the endless dragon attacks, and the mind-numbing death loops. But this time will be different. You've leveled up, your gear is almost at its peak, and you've finally found a strategy that doesn't involve getting instantly roasted by a dragon. You're ready to face the Inferno Drake again. So, You make your way to the dragon's lair again. It's the same eerie dark atmosphere, with firelight flickering off the rocky walls. The same sense of dread fills you as you step closer to the boss fight. Your palms sweat. You can practically feel the boss's hot breath even before you see it. But this time, you're not going to panic. You've prepared. You've fought through every dragon in the wilds. You are ready. The fight starts, and for the first few seconds, things go according to plan. You're dodging, hitting, and healing just like you practiced. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. You even have a moment of thinking, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I'll take a victory lap after this. And then, the unexpected happens. Out of nowhere, the Inferno Drake unleashes a charged breath attack, bigger and deadlier than anything you've seen before. This time, the AoE hit is a one-shot kill. You're dead. Again. But it gets worse. You spawn back at the edge of the map, 10 miles away from the dragon's lair, with no way to get back to your body in time. Your loot is lost, your gear is gone, and you're left standing there, staring at the endless horizon. The Inferno Drake stands triumphantly, taunting you with its fiery breath. For a moment, you consider quitting. You stare at the screen, your eyes burning from the frustration. You can hear the distant cries of your past self. It'll be worth it, the loot, the glory, and now it's just a cruel joke. You close the game. You stare at your desktop, contemplating your life choices. Did you really spend hours, days even, trying to defeat a dragon in a game that actively goes out of its way to make you feel like an idiot? Did you just lose your mind to a dragon that doesn't care about your life or your time? But then, something strange happens. Your hand hovers over the keyboard. Maybe, just maybe, you could try one more time. Maybe if you take a different route, or maybe if you have the right potions, maybe the next fight will be the one. That's the thing about RuneScape. The grind is punishing, the deaths are endless, and yet somehow, you're always drawn back in. There's something addictively painful about the game. Every time it pushes you to the edge, every time it makes you want to rage quit, it keeps you coming back with a tiny sliver of hope. You think, just one more try, just one more battle, just one more loot drop. You can't stop. The game has you, and you hate it, but you love it too. So you gear up again. You head back into the wilds, prepared to face the dragon once more. This time, maybe the stars will align. Maybe, just maybe, you'll be the one to take down the Inferno Drake and finally get that loot. You step into the Dragon Wilds once again, fully aware that the cycle will repeat. But for now, you feel that tiny flicker of hope. Maybe this time won't suck as much. And then, just like that, you find yourself smiling as you face down the dragon, knowing full well that it's only a matter of time before you get roasted.